Hi, everyone. I'm Linda Edelman, and thanks again for being with us tonight. Flight Path Museum has about 600 uniforms representing over 70 airlines. Tonight, we're going to showcase some of our collection, and we're going to start with Pam Bailey in the 1939 United Airlines stewardess uniform. Pam is a major helper of many things at Flight Path Museum. And in case you didn't know, you had to be a nurse in 1939 to be a stewardess. Thanks, Pam. Next we have Katie Rampin. She's in the TWA hostess uniform, 1944. Katie lives here in Westchester and is a friend of Flight Path. TWA began using the term hostess in 1935, and it continued until 1970 when the term flight attendant began. Thanks, Katie. Representing the 1950s, you all saw Ethel Pattison's uniform in our reception area. It was 1951 United Airlines uniform. You know, after her airline career, she worked for LAWA, LA World Airports, for 60 years. But she was also extremely instrumental in the growth of Flight Path Museum. We're very sad that she passed away a couple of years ago, but she has been honored with a plaque on our Walk of Fame. Volunteer and working towards her commercial pilot's license is Emma Canfield. Japan Airlines stewardess, 1967. Thanks, Emma. Next we have a friend and supporter of Flight Path, Janice Hussein. She is in the TWA hostess 1968 uniform. It was designed by Dalton of America. You know, the late 60s, and the 70s, there was more color that was introduced, even short skirts, hot pants, and boots. Thanks, Janice. Speaking of color, Scott Fisher. Magnificent volunteer at Flight Path. He is in Western Airlines Customer Service Agent, 1968 jacket. You might, maybe you don't remember, but Western merged with Delta in 1987. Next we have Kathleen Travis. She's in the 1968 United Stewardess uniform. The designer was Jean-Louis of Hollywood. And this particular uniform was iconic because it's been in many major films. Also, I have to tell them this, Kathleen. Her dad was an executive at Continental Airlines, so they knew the CEO, President Bob Six of Continental, who was married to actress Audrey Meadows. Audrey picked out some of the passenger seat colors and fabric. And guess what? We have a set of Audrey's seats in Flight Path Museum. Next is Doris Dare, another wonderful flight attendant, another wonderful volunteer at Flight Path Museum. Doris is also our uniform coordinator. She's in Continental Airlines 1970. Also, she's originally from Brazil, and from an aviation family. Thanks, Doris. Carolyn Wood. She's in the 1970 United Airlines flight attendant uniform. This was designed by Hollywood designer Jean-Louis. This actually is one of the uniforms that Carolyn actually wore during her flying career with United Airlines, which began, I hope you don't mind my saying, 1959. She retired in 2003. You know what? She's got a lot of stories to tell. Thank you, Carol. Well, in chronological order, I guess I'm next. I was a TWA flight attendant for 30 years, and then American Airlines in 2001 acquired TWA. I am in the 1978 Ralph Lauren uniform. It was when actually things began to transition. You know, giving flight attendants a business professional look. The transition was really away from the coffee, tea, and me era. Next we have Jane Sullivan, another fabulous volunteer at FlightPath. She's an AirCal flight attendant, 1981. AirCal was acquired by American Airlines in 1987. Thank you, Jane. Next we have Nick C. And he is in United Captain. Is that the right order? Okay. No, wait. You know what? Well, that's okay. We're in order. It's okay. I'll be right there. Nick C. United Captain's Uniform, 1984. And you know, when he's not doing his full-time job as a police officer, he's a fantastic volunteer at FlightPath Museum. Thank you, Nick. Next, Vicki Oliger. You know, she helps FlightPath when she's not busy as an officer at the Playa del Rey Women's Club. She's in American Airlines Flight Attendant Mumu, 1982. They wore that on flights to Hawaii. You know, we were told it really wasn't the easiest uniform to work in. Thanks, Vicki. Sophie K. Sophie's wearing Northwest flight attendant uniform, 1986. Sophie, by the way, is originally from the country of Georgia. And Northwest merged with Delta in 2010. Dana Goldberg. Dana's wearing the 2004 Song Airlines uniform, and it was designed by Kate Spade. Song Airlines was owned and operated by Delta between 2003 and 2006, and then Delta decided to incorporate Song into the full Delta airline. Thank you so much. Next is her mom, Anna Knowles. I know Anna Knowles because she and I went to TWA training, 1972. And she has been a flight attendant for TWA, Song, and Delta. This is her own 2006 Delta uniform, and it was designed by Richard Tyler. Thanks, Anna. FlightPath volunteer and Playa del Rey resident, Janice Solis, is in Virgin America flight attendant uniform, 2012. Many of you may know that Virgin was merged into Alaska Airlines in 2018. Thanks, Janet. And then, David Fallica, local Westchester resident and true supporter of FlightPath, is modeling the 2014 Alaska Airlines captain uniform, a professional style that, well, never goes out of style. I want to extend a very special thanks to our stage manager, Tom Oliger. There he is, Carl, over there. You know what? He was really a stage manager on TV, but now we're very lucky to have him as a devoted FlightPath volunteer. Give thanks to all of our models. Please take a bow.